I was looking at my Steam library, and while checking out the filters, I saw I could filter games by unplayed, so I thought I'd check that out. Wait, what? 246 games? Now you may be thinking, wow, Redbeard, you made money? Short answer, no. I just don't know how to spot something that I meant to cancel or should have canceled. Welcome to Red Bearded Wonders, and today we're taking a look at 5 unplayed Steam games going stale in my library. Now how am I going to get through 250 games? Well, every Saturday I'll play 5 games for at least an hour over the next 50 Saturdays. I know some of these games I'll probably really enjoy, and some of them will probably be pretty painful to play or maybe just not my cup of tea. So here are my week 1 reviews. First up, we have Coromon. This is a creature capture game that came out in 2022 with very positive reviews on Steam. Now some might say this is a Pokemon knockoff or clone, and those people would probably be right. This game is very similar to Pokemon games on Game Boy and DS, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, if Nintendo's not going to make them, then I'm glad someone is. Coromon has pixel graphics, but they're really well done, and it feels more detailed than the old Pokemon games. There are some decent creative character options, and really, for a pixelated game, those options have some good variety to them. The premise of the game, from what I played, is you're starting a job at Lux Solis, which appears to be a Coromon research company or something like that. You know, the type of place you gotta research them all. I do find it interesting that you select your difficulty once you arrive at your new workplace instead of at the initial new game screen. It's a bit different. You get to meet up with Professor Oak. Wait, wrong script. You meet up with Professor Nelson and get to pick from 3 Coromon types. After that, they set you out into the world, start catching you some Coromon, or researching you some Coromon and catching. I really enjoyed my time with this game. As I said earlier, it has all the makings of an old Game Boy Pokemon game, and I've always loved those games. I'll definitely be back to dig in deeper on this one. So, on the scale of nah, I'm good to wow, what a game, I'd say this is I enjoyed this game out of 10. Moving on to the next game, we have Curse of the Gods. This is an isometric action roguelike that came out in 2021 and has very positive reviews on Steam. In my time with the game, I only made it through 1 run of the temple, and I look forward to some additional runs through it. This game has some interesting features compared to other roguelikes that I've played, which makes it stand out a bit, but also kind of makes it difficult in the sense of kind of remembering what everything does, compared to something like Vampire Survivors or Dead Cells. There's the effect of light and darkness, which can make traps be visible and enemies stronger. There are curses, which can increase in severity as you get cursed more. You have a lot of variety in weapons, from carrying a melee and ranged, or shield, or 2-handed weapon, dodge with perfect dodge, and a parry with perfect parry component, each giving you a perk if pulled off. And then also traps like spikes and fireballs that shoot out from statues in the wall. On the plus side for the traps, you can use them to harm enemies, but more times than not I ended up hurting myself. This game was fun, and I probably would have enjoyed it more if I could have gotten my controller to work with this. They say at the beginning that this game is optimized for controller play, and typically I prefer a controller for action games and platformers. The graphics in this game were great. They're a little cartoony, but still bring the dark and brooding vibe of an Aztec temple. With all that being said, I'll come back and play this game again. And I'd rate Curse of the Gods as I enjoyed this game, out of 10. Next up, we have Graveyard Keeper. Graveyard Keeper is an RPG life sim that came out in 2018 with very positive reviews on Steam. I've always thought that Stardew Valley was a good game, but it could never really hook me because it starts to feel like work. I think it's a little too normal life for me, but Graveyard Keeper has a very Stardew Valley feel, but with a very not normal life. You're tasked as a graveyard keeper, with the previous keeper being just like a skull at this point that you get some directions from. This is a beautiful pixel art game, and with the little time that I had with it, I was really impressed with the biome diversity and the art style that I saw. You have a ton of tasks that you can work through, like maintaining the graveyard, gathering supplies, growing crops, quest, building, exploring, and there's some fighting too. I really enjoyed the dark humor and creepy premise of this life sim. It all felt a bit familiar, but fresh at the same time. I really look forward to playing more of this game, as I feel that there's a ton of content in here and lots of things to do and get done. So as far as the review for this, it almost made it to the top level, but again, we're falling into the I enjoyed this game out of 10. Now we move on to Loddlenaut. This is a cozy open world game that came out in 2023 and has overwhelmingly positive reviews. This is the first overwhelmingly positive reviews game on the list, and I do enjoy some cozy games, but they probably fall pretty low on my list of favorite games to play. And I really thought with this game having overwhelmingly positive reviews, this would be a cozy game I would love. Loddlenauts has pixel graphics, kinda. The graphics look more like it was drawn in a kid's coloring book. I do like the message of the game, of cleaning up trash in the ocean left behind by large corporations. But at times that message seems mixed to me, as they would say things like, "Wow, we're so lucky for cleaning up garbage for this large corporation." Additionally, the gameplay felt very repetitive of picking up trash and cleaning up plants and then recycle for new parts that can be used for upgrades. And on that note, upgrades didn't feel important to me, and they were things for like oxygen boost, but I never felt like oxygen was a problem. I also tried to add a farming aspect to the game, but the problem with that is the items that you produce in the farms are kind of abundant everywhere in the game, so it never felt necessary. Odds are, I'm not the target audience here, but my time with the game felt burdensome and a bit boring. No big surprise here that this one is a nah, I'm good out of 10. And last up, we have Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. This is an action RPG from 2021 that has very positive reviews. Now, when this game first came out, I had tons of people tell me how much they enjoyed this game. And I've really been wanting to play this, just never really made the time for it. From the get-go, the graphics in this game are great. Like, a game that's 4 years old should show some signs of aging, and this definitely does not. And on top of that, the gameplay is smooth, with lots of fun features to make it, stand out from other games in the action RPG realm. You have a great soundtrack that also made my stream get copyright striked, and good dialogue with an interesting story. The fighting feels super smooth and fluid, with great features like calling in other characters for special attacks and jump, glide attacking, and bring some death from above. The perks and upgrades feel meaningful and that they add to the gameplay, whether that be upgrading characters or equipment. And then there's the team huddle, which, if done correctly, boost all the characters and bring in some awesome music from the stellar soundtrack. It's not all roses. The QuickTime events feel not necessary. And same with the moments where you have to use a particular character's ability to get past a place, like Groot making you a bridge of vines. But don't get me wrong, I feel like it's just breaking up some of the gameplay flow, and it's not really needed. I still really enjoyed this game, and taking all of that into account, I still think this game is gonna be my first ever, wow, what a game, out of 10. Well, that was my first ever review of 250 unplayed games in my Steam library. And I'll say that it felt good to get through some of these, and I look forward to digging into them more. I know I have a long ways to go, and I'll keep making these videos as I continue. If you enjoyed this video, then please give me a like and a subscribe. And if you're a fan of any of these games, or just want to see me play more of these games, let me know down in the comments. And of course, I really appreciate you watching, and adios.